Hey readers, welcome back. Remember how yesterday we talked about different ideas for book club conversations? Well, we are so excited for you guys to have the opportunity to talk about these kinds of things. One thing that can be super helpful as a reader is to be able to meaningfully contribute to your book club conversations. So today, we're going to help you have the best sentences to contribute into those book club conversations. They'll give you a way in and a way to start your thinking so that you can really grow your ideas as you're having conversations. We're going to touch on each of the ideas that we learned about yesterday to have a book club conversation about and different ways that you can jump into your conversation. Readers, get ready because you're about to learn how to have amazing book club conversations. First of all, if you're bringing up new ideas about your character, you might come up with a word, and maybe you say your character is kind. Instead, you might change and say a stronger word to describe this is they're very thoughtful. And you can grow your ideas. Or maybe you're growing off of someone else's ideas too. If you're choosing to talk about themes, you might suggest a theme and say perhaps it's all about family. Or perhaps it's all about friendship. You think about those themes and then you can go on further. These are great ways to jump into the conversation, remember. You might be able to add into the predictions. And you might say something or maybe it's actually this or another thing that it could be. And this allows you to make some predictions along with your classmates. If you're adding some questions or wondering, you might start by saying, I'm wondering if, and continue on your thoughts as you're going. Next, you might go back to the characters and you might say, you know what? In my story, I'm noticing that our character is changing. Have you noticed something similar? And you might talk about that specific change that the character is noticing. If you're noticing a confusing part, you might choose to use the sentence starter. I was confused when. You know what? I was really confused when this clue popped up and I wasn't sure what to do with it. What do you guys think? Here's a couple of other ideas. If you're talking about turning points, you might be able to start your sentence with, that seems significant because my character is totally changing and now my character was like this and before my character was like this. And finally, if you're talking about some clues and theories, here's a great way to go into the conversation or contribute to the conversation. You might say, this connects to earlier when, or maybe it's. Readers, here's the deal. This is a never-ending list, and here are just a few ways for you to be able to jump into the conversation. Some of them are great for things that you want to start the conversation with, and others are great for when you hear something that somebody's talking to continue the conversation and have an extremely meaningful conversation. We're going to challenge you guys today. As you meet your book clubs, whether it's today, tomorrow, or in the future, we want you guys to sound very scholarly. A scholar is someone who lives to learn. And when you talk like this in book club conversations, you sound exactly like a scholar. We want you guys to show off your amazing knowledge and to talk using these different sentence prompts to help you to contribute meaningfully to your book club conversations. Here's your task today. You're going to grab your book club book, check what pages you need to read, and get started reading. Don't forget, we want to hear those scholarly conversations as you guys are talking in book clubs. How are you going to sound, and which sentence starter were you going to use throughout your conversation? Readers, I can't wait to hear your book club conversations.